Hi again, everybody. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Ask the Lawyers. My name is Rob Rosenthal with AskTheLawyers.com. Today we're going to talk about a health issue that many U.S. military personnel are facing that might have been able to be avoided. And it involves allegedly defective earplugs that might have led to long-term hearing problems for our men and women of the military. And our expert today is attorney Mike Eidson of the law firm Colson Hicks Eidson, and he's here to give us the facts of the case as we know them right now and walk us through the process a little bit. Mike, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it.
Thanks for asking me to be here today.
Let's start with some of the background. What are the allegations against 3M about these earplugs?
Well, the allegations are fairly simple in this case. They made a defective earplug and supplied that as equipment to the military between 2000 and 2016. Actually, the earplugs were standard issue, and they were manufactured by another company called Arrow, which was acquired by 3M in 2008. So 3M, however, is a large corporation, and they would be responsible for the defective condition and any injuries caused by that to all these servicemen to whom these were given during that time period.
And the allegation is that they knew the earplugs were defective?
Yes, the allegation is that they knew that these were unsatisfactory, that they would become loosened in a combat situation and not protect the eardrums.
And what sort of injuries are we seeing that have been allegedly caused by the defective earplugs?
Well, we're seeing severe ear injuries, hearing loss, and tinnitus, which is a ringing in the ear, which can also interfere with hearing.
Now, I know this is just a guess at this point, but we're talking 16 years or so. How many people do you think use the earplugs, or how many people would you guess have had hearing issues because of those?
We're not sure about how many people have the hearing loss itself. We're talking about more than 2 million of these that were issued and used by these men and women in combat situations.
So needless to say, it's a large number.
It's a very large number.
Now, recently, the federal government reached a settlement with 3M. What can you tell us about that?
By the way, these are called combat arms earplugs.
Okay.
And the United States government settled the case with 3M in July of 2018. They brought a lawsuit. They brought an action against 3M alleging that these were defective. And that case was settled for $9.1 million to be paid out over a number of years.
Now, to me, a layman, that seems like a pretty small number for a major corporation, that many people involved. Does that seem that way to you too?
Yes, it seems like a very small number, but it did not provide any compensation for the individuals. They're able to bring those claims themselves. And that's why the number is so small.
I got you. Now, was that settlement? Are we able to find out what was involved in the settlement? Is there any of that evidence able to be used in these cases?
Yes, we can use the evidence from that case. It's a matter of public record.
And so what happens now? U.S. military personnel who served during those years may have used those earplugs. They need to contact an attorney?
Yes, anybody who feels like that they've suffered these injuries can contact an attorney who's an expert in handling these cases and receive compensation for whatever loss that they might have. That would vary from person to person. Our law firm is able to take the medical records for these individuals and determine whether or not we believe that they suffered injury as a result of exposure to loud noises because this product didn't work. And then we can provide a claim against 3M for those people for their compensation based on our experience in handling cases like this in the past.
So the next step for somebody, if they think they might have suffered damage, or they know they have, or maybe they're not sure, is to contact your firm and start the process.
Yeah, they should contact us and start the process. They should contact us. We'll have information on the internet where they can contact our firm. They can fill out a form, or they can email us,
right.
And they'll have to provide us with certain information that we'll request from them that we need in order to evaluate their claim to see whether they have a claim. And then we'll proceed to handle the case from there. We do these on a contingency fee basis. It will not cost any money to get their case evaluated. and we'll advance all the costs to handle their cases, and we'll be paid a fee, and we'll get our cost back if we're successful in recovering money for the people that we represent.
Somebody that contacts you and thinks they might have a case, do they need to be prepared to travel to your firm, or can this be done over the phone, the internet, that sort of thing?
This can all be done on the telephone. It can be on. We usually will get information on the internet first. If we think that the case has merit, we'll contact the people by telephone. We'll send them a contract. They sign the contract. They hire a firm. As I said, it would be based on a contingency fee, which means we only get paid if we recover. If we're not successful, we don't receive anything for our time or the cost we spent. If we're not successful, they don't pay us anything. So that's the way we handle these cases.
What about military personnel who served during that time, maybe suffered the injuries, but may have passed on? Do their family members, their survivors, have any recourse?
In most states, they will have a claim for the damages that person suffered before they passed away.
So they should contact you as well then?
Yeah, they should contact us as well. And I think, based on what I know so far, the only people who will be plaintiffs in this case will either be the actual soldiers or their families if they've passed away. The people that were supplied these earplugs were people that were in the military.
Right. And is there a sense of urgency here, Mike? Do you encourage people to act sooner rather than later?
Yeah, I think they ought to go ahead and pursue it as soon as possible. I don't see any reason to delay it. And if they feel like that they've got a serious hearing problem, that can lead to depression and other medical problems. So I think it's important that they get our information. We can supply them with some information about their injury and about the consequences of the injury that might be helpful to them in being treated for other things that are associated with this.
And you and your firm, Colson Hicks Eidson, you have been successful in handling similar kind of cases like this in the past, correct?
We've handled cases like this all over the country for involving dozens of products. Anything from tires to pharmaceuticals to things like this, the data breach cases, just about anything that involves a claim that affects a lot of people in a similar way.
So I'd imagine it's important to contact somebody that has experience in these sort of things and has success in these things in the past.
Yeah, I don't think you want to go down and just hire anybody. You want to hire somebody that knows what they're doing and how to handle cases like this.
Mike, thank you so much. I appreciate your help. I appreciate you clarifying a lot of this for us, and I appreciate your time today.
Well, thank you very much for having me on.
Ladies and gentlemen, my guest has been attorney Mike Eidson with the law firm Colson Hicks Eidson. If you think you may qualify for damages in this case, you want more information, you can get in touch with Mike directly by calling the phone number that is on the screen right now. If you have other questions or need more information, of course, you can always visit askthelawyer.com. And I ask that you take a sec to subscribe to our YouTube channel too, so you don't miss any future episodes of Ask the Lawyers. I'm Rob Rosenthal for askthelawyer.com.